Well, hello everybody on YouTube. This is Wingnut, and I'd like to welcome you, the viewer, back to my channel. And although it's a beautiful day in Virginia, in the Norfolk area, and the sun is shining and the birds are singing, and it's all wonderfulness after the couple of days of rain, I do have some unfortunate news. We've had a rash of motorcycle thefts in the area, and it's happening mostly around PPV housing, which is military housing, and you know, they're snatching sport bikes like crazy. One of the shipmates for my ship got his 2005 Hayabusa stolen on Monday morning between 5 and 8 a.m. And you know, it sucks, man, that people would go on to, you know, an area where there's military people and steal. I mean, it sucks that anybody would steal anyways, but I just find it an extra layer of, like, you're an asshole when you go on to military housing and snatch a bike. And because it's privatized housing, it means that there's a private company that operates it. It falls under Norfolk PD jurisdiction, so you know, base police can't do anything, military really can't do anything about it. He filed his report with the police, so if you happen to see a maroon 2005 Hayabusa, much like the picture I'm about to show you here, for sale for a really, really good price or parts, and you're really as questioned about the situation, please contact Norfolk PD, record the VIN number, and then pass that information along. That way, hopefully we can get our shipmate's motorcycle back. You know, but there's one of the things I want to talk to you about, not just telling you about his unfortunate loss of his bike, was some of the things that you as a motorcycle operator and owner should know. All right. The first one being is that if somebody wants your bike better, you know, more than you do, they're going to try to take it. All right. So that means that if you leave your bike susceptible to thieves, they're going to steal it. Especially if it's a fairly common bike or a bike that's easy to move parts for. So you may or may not want to do one of the following things. Like, one, if you can lock it up inside of a garage, do so. Now, this won't stop people from stealing your motorcycle, but it will definitely limit their ability to easily take it. You know, at least make them sweat for it. Oh man, just kind of rattle off some of the things that you can do to, you know, keep your bike a little bit safer. First and foremost, of course, is disc locks. It keeps them from rolling the wheels. You know, with the disc locks with the alarms that make noise. Trying to park your motorcycle in an area where it's hard to access for someone trying to break in, like inside of a garage or behind a fence. They have low jacks for them, immobilizers. I mean, there's tons of stuff, and I will put a link down in the description below or actually several links of some ideas that I've seen on YouTube, and as well as products that I know people have had success with. But by far the best I've ever seen for someone preventing a motorcycle from being stolen was they actually ran an eye bolt into the pavement at the guy's work. And yeah, I'm getting off this road. This thing's rough. And he actually ran a chain around his frame. Down to the eye bolt. But you know, for that you gotta like drill a hole in the pavement, cement a eye bolt in, and that's if your boss is cool with it. So, you know, not necessarily the most easily to do. If you live in an apartment complex, store that shit inside, especially if you have like a downstairs apartment, store it in the living room. Now, granted, if you're married or you have a significant other, might not be okay with that. Make sure it's kosher with them first. Don't just start storing your motorcycle inside your house and not tell the significant other. They might get a little miffed about it. You know, but the biggest things is make it not so easy to take. Because to be perfectly honest, if they want to steal it, they're going to. And you're not going to stop them if they're just dedicated. But you can slow them down. You can make it miserable for them. And that's the way you want to do. Make sure you have good records. Should it be stolen, make sure you have good pictures of the bike, good pictures of the shape of the bike. pictures of the VIN number, any accessories, save your receipts, and make sure you have a good insurance policy. I mean, these are the kind of things that you need to do to protect yourself in the event that your bike gets stolen. I mean, you can do your preparatory things to prevent it from being stolen, but once it's stolen, it's gone. And making sure you have all the appropriate documentation, making sure you have good policies beforehand is, I mean, well, for lack of a better term, cheap insurance. You know, that way. Shit. Oh, that black Chevrolet almost ate my asshole. Oh. Folks, that's why you watch your mirrors. Alright, anyways. Just, you know, appropriate documentation goes a long way. Especially for recovering the bike. You know, worst comes to worst, you don't get it back. And if you don't get it back, or, you know, you don't have appropriate insurance, when you get it back, you can't get it fixed. Or you get stuck with a note that, you know, you're paying $200, $300, $400 a month on a bike that you can't ride. Put your comments, experiences that you've had down below. If you have had an incident where a motorcycle was stolen, or a motorcycle was almost stolen, or you know a trick that I didn't mention previously, please put it in the description below. Because the more we share this information, the harder of a target we make ourselves. You know, the less likely somebody's going to get to walk off with their bikes. You know, and that's the bit that I was saying. You know, make it harder for the criminals. And if you can place a, you know, camera to watch your bike, even better. You know, if you can do that. Everybody, I hope you have a good one. Like, dislike, subscribe. It's on you. Have a good one.